Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of my vlog. In this episode of my vlog, I'm going to react to a video by a doctor who shares his tip on how to clean up your grocery shopping. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching.
We have a dilemma in society that we need to eat to live, but we also need to get that food. And that getting of food is now risky. And I'm going to help you reduce your risk as you go out into the marketplace.
So guys, that's the doctor who's going to be sharing his safety tips for your grocery. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Saadon and I vlog about my life and my YouTube journey. Consider subscribing if you want to know what it's like to grow a YouTube channel. Alright, let's go back to the doctor.
When you go out to get your groceries and you bring them home, try not to bring them into your house unless you absolutely need them. Now, if we're going to go with the logic of the National Institute of Health, we could leave those groceries in our garage or on our porch for 3 days. And if you use a...
So apparently we need to quarantine our groceries as well. So it should be for a duration of 3 days. That's quite a long time.
shopping service, please don't have them come into your house. Have them dump them outside so that you can bring them in when you need them. And if you must bring them in, we're going to go through some tips using these modified sterile techniques to remove possible coronavirus from the groceries containers and the groceries themselves. Imagine that.
So we need to remove possible contamination from coronavirus on the containers as well as on the grocery itself.
When you're out in the store, it's not just about wiping down the shopping cart handle with an antiseptic wipe. We need to do more than that. We need to be better than that when we go into the supermarket. Here's some tips. Wipe down your cart. When you look at items and you're considering buying, commit to buy those items before you pick them up. You don't know.
So you need to wipe down your cart and you need to be decisive when considering which product to buy. That's quite smart.
If there's coronavirus on those and you don't want to be putting coronavirus on those, plan before you go to the supermarket. Minimize your time in the supermarket. And I recommend that you get 2 weeks worth of groceries when you go. Now, before I go outdoors and get my groceries to bring them inside, I'm going to sanitize my table. The Center for Disease Control says that we can use any standard disinfectant to rid our surfaces of coronavirus.
So he posted that on 24th of March and I posted my vlog on whether I should wash my McVitie's biscuit on about March 30th. So if I have watched this video, then I wouldn't have to wonder whether I should wash my biscuit or not. So yeah, apparently you need to wash your groceries.
This side of the table is going to be my clean side. And we're going to consider the other side of the table as a dirty side where we're going to put our groceries from outside the house. So remember, everything that goes to this side of the table is going to be considered clean and sanitized. Now I have a bag.
So you need to have a clean side and a dirty side.
Bag with some medicine in it. I'm going to open that bag, but because I know that human hands have touched this medication bottle in less than 72 hours, I'm going to wipe that down. I'm going to place it on the clean side.
So you need to wipe down any item that you think has been touched in the past 72 hours to make sure that it's fully clean.
But this box of cereal is a different story. It's a box that has cardboard, so we know that coronavirus can likely live on this surface for 24 hours. But on the inside, no human hands have touched this for more than a few days. So I can just dump that and I can get rid of the box.
So it could be a bit more simpler with your cereals. You can just throw the box.
Now with this broccoli, I've got a couple different options. I could have somebody open my refrigerator, open the crisper, open the bag, and dump it right in the crisper, or I could just sanitize it. Now, I've got to bring some groceries to my parents. They're in their mid-70s, and I'm going to be dropping those off later today. So I'm going to grab this bag, put it on the clean surface, and I'm going to just dump their groceries into this bag. So I'm going to wipe this down and make sure that your rag is good and saturated with disinfectant, because you got to be putting that disinfectant on these groceries, and you got to be making sure that you're scrubbing them. Now,
but that broccoli could have, someone could have touched that broccoli in the past 72 hours. I think he should have dumped that broccoli in water and get it clean before putting it into that bag. So I don't know.
one other thing that I could do with certain items, such as this bread, is I can use clean containers to dump items inside without touching those items. So I'm going to just dump this bread into this container to seal it off and not allow any sort of contamination of the bag. I've got some fruit here, and the way I'm going to handle fruit is I'm going to treat this fruit, which is pretty much porous. It's kind of like our skin. So if I wash that like we should be washing our hands for 20 seconds, then that should be just fine. I'm going to dump it in some soapy water here.
Wait, so he is going to wash his fruits in soapy water?
I'm going to come back and watch each one individually. And I do think that the better you are soaking the fruit, the better it's going to be as far as your chances of getting that completely sterilized from coronavirus. Okay, so I've just returned from...
So we've heard the doctor. We need to put the fruits inside soapy water to get it really clean.
foraging for some food. I have a clean table all around, some clean plates, and my goal, since I don't know the situation inside of the fast food restaurant, is to get this food over to here in a clean way and then get this cleaned off and get it outside the house. So to do that, I'm going to wash my hands here. Say I did that for 20 seconds with soap and water, scrubbing real good. I'm going to open up this. Now, fortunately, the good news is that you don't have to worry so much about the food. Coronavirus does not do well in food, but it's the wrappers that I'm more concerned about.
Thank God. So the virus wouldn't thrive on food. So that's a good news. Alright guys, I'll leave the link to the video in the description box below so you guys can check it out. So that's all for this episode of my vlog. Don't forget to like, to comment and to subscribe, and until the next episode, bye bye for now.